Now, if you spent any time online over the past few years, you're probably already familiar with the disdain and frustration when it comes to generative AI. Something which started as these fractured and uncanny valley depictions of Hatsune Miku or Will Smith eating spaghetti have now evolved into a scary new landscape of incredibly realistic photos and videos. Sora AI and Nano Banana have become a near guaranteed way of generating free viral videos at best and genuinely concerning media at worst. And before it was quickly intercepted, when Sora AI was first launched to the public, TikTok was flooded with pseudo-softcore CSAM. Realistic footage of children playing with these parodies of adult toys, such as the Rose toy. These were using real children's faces and were putting children in the position of advertising a product that would release white goo and could vibrate. And as a reminder, AI can't generate new faces. It takes from a pool and database of pre-existing real photos and images of human faces. Even people that I know in real life have actually had their faces and identities edited into these AI relationship posts from random men on the internet. Not to mention, it feels like every single creative industry is now starting to platform AI over genuine human skill and ingenuity, trying to keep their costs and baseline low. Big brands using generative AI to create their festive adverts and even to generate imagery for their box artwork. Not to mention TikTok Shop having literally thousands of AI adverts advertising a product that simply doesn't exist, whether that be a Huntrix bedspread or t-shirt or dolls that are not real, or even these inflatable mattress toppers or this Stitch dancing doll. And especially at this time of year, with it currently being Christmas at the time of filming, it feels incredibly predatory how many of these AI adverts I have seen all over my For You page on platforms like TikTok. I simply cannot describe the disappointment when I found out that Artlist, a platform I pay over £300 a year for, began to prioritize and push AI over its human-made footage and music. Creators like myself use platforms like Artlist to get access to B-roll footage, music, and sound effects that we're allowed to use in monetized content. And so it is genuinely insulting to me that AI has been frontlined so heavily. I actually couldn't give two flaming hot shits about being able to make an office worker cry One Piece style, or having some generic white influencer holding up some innocuous bottle of oil that has an indiscriminate language on it that simply doesn't exist. In fact, as a fashion and pop culture content creator, the majority of the work that I now get offered when it comes to sponsorships is predominantly AI. Here is one that I literally got just the other day. Hi Adi Harajuku, hope you're doing well. We have another brief that we'd love for you to consider, this time for an app called Dola. Concept in a nutshell. Introduce Dola AI as an everyday pocket assistant, show its core features, and finish with a short on-camera Q&A so viewers can see the instant replies. We can either prep a light script for you or leave the wording to you, whichever is easier. Would this be of interest to you? We'd love to hear your thoughts whenever convenient. Thanks so much! Hello! Unfortunately, I don't work with AI apps and I'm vocal on such. I don't think I'm the right fit for this campaign. Thank you for reaching out. Addy. Hi Addy, thank you for getting back to us. For this Dola AI collaboration, there's no need to use your face or use your voice at all. The focus is simply on how the app can help solve everyday problems. I can share a few reference cases first, and we're happy to write the script in your usual style, or you're welcome to pitch any ideas you prefer. Could you take a quick look and let us know what you think? Also, just a quick question. Do you have any planned breaks for Christmas or the New Year? If we could know your holiday schedule in advance, it would help us avoid any potential delays in communication and also keep the brand informed about expected response times. Thank you so much for your support. What support? Dare I ask? And so of course, I just kind of had to email back again saying, hello, to clarify, I don't do any AI. I'm very anti-AI. Addy. Something about them consistently saying as well that they'd be able to make a script in my usual style felt particularly insulting to me. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't think I'm some sort of great wordsmith. I am not the Shakespeare of our time. But damn, I do actually sit down and write these scripts myself. I do my own research. I write things in my tone of voice and in the way that I speak them. I do sit down and put effort into the things that I write. To be quite clear, you can't write shit in my usual style because you're not me. And I place hard money on the fact that their script writing in my style would just be them feeding my content or using me as a prompt to an AI to generate a script that some sort of machine thinks is what I sound like? Like, come on, give me like a little bit of credit, I beg. And to be clear, this is one of many emails that I receive weekly when it comes to sponsorships for AI applications and products. Unfortunately, as a full-time content creator, any morals or boundaries you might have will often just hemorrhage you money and lose you opportunities. But look, I'm not here to endlessly yap about how much I hate AI or how good of a person I am for rejecting this AI stuff. Because to be very clear, it is a real privilege that I am able to reject AI sponsorships as a full-time creator. That is a privilege I have, and I'm very aware of that. And I think most of the people in my audience and those in creative industries who might be writing or cooking or doing something whilst watching this in the background are fully aware of the fact that AI is something that all of us want to escape. But as the title of today's video may have given away, a new form of AI toxicity has now hit the cosplay community, because apparently the online cosplay space doesn't have enough of it. AI cosplay is a new trend riding off of the back of publicly available videos and filters. And some of the earliest videos as part of this trend were fairly primitive, being the result of apps like Clone AI, feeding your pre-existing photos or videos into a filter that guarantees an anime output. And as you can probably tell, this was often to very little success. Inconsistent facial features and outfit details as it flits from one stolen art style to the next. However, with the recent shift in quality and consistency of publicly available generative AI, cosplay videos enhanced or fully created using these softwares are now more visually appealing. Under the hashtag of AI cosplay, there's almost 14,000 videos on TikTok, with many being of these strange short clips of anime characters being brought to life. Asuka and Rei walking through a park, or these young-looking Asian girls cosplaying your favorite VTubers. But a personal favorite of mine is this trend of these sexy ghost women dancing, because I immediately recognized where the AI had stolen this design from. You all laugh at me in the comments, but being a gooner apparently, right, I'm not a gooner. I'm not a gooner. The actual ghost girl that these AI videos are stealing from is actually a figure produced by Studio Chiyu. And I know this because I quite literally own the statue of this ghost girl. I've owned her for a good couple of months, and she lives alongside my collection of small ghost figurines in my bedroom. And as soon as I saw these videos, I was like, oh damn, that's a baddie that I've got near my bedroom. Like, that's the baddie near my bed. That's her. That's the same goddamn ghost girl that they're using in these AI videos. However, despite the fairly obviously animated quality of these recurring clips, a fair few commenters are still weirdly unaware that these videos are simply not real, that these big busted ghouls are in fact very much smoke and mirrors, with one of these videos gaining over 440,000 likes and nearly 8,000 comments. Again, all because an AI is using a reference image from an anime statue. Just buy the anime figurine, you dumb gooners. Just go and buy it. Just go and get it. You can have her. You can literally, it's a statue. It's a statue. These AI cosplay and trend videos can go from being pretty unrealistic to genuinely very convincing. One AI cosplay account over on TikTok that's amassed over 57,000 followers is user 6ViviX6, although I'm going to refer to them as Vivi from now on because that's a bit of a mouthful. His videos typically start with him, presumably the guy running and creating the account, walking on screen and previewing the cosplay that he's assumably gonna reappear in. And this format is pretty standard and used by many popular cosplayers in order to get people's attention and then showcase a really impressive cosplay or makeup look. However, when Vivi steps back on screen, the costume and makeup and wig styling that he's wearing is not the result of hard work and effort, but instead just plain old generative AI. These highly detailed costumes that in any other situation could take months or weeks to achieve are simply manufactured within a couple of minutes. You want to see a cosplay of Hollow Ichigo from Bleach? Or what about Kokushibo from Demon Slayer? Well, apparently Vivi does them all. Each video gaining thousands upon hundreds of thousands of views and comments from people who are simply unaware that the guy on screen is in fact not walking out in creations that he's handcrafted. Most people just assume that the AI aspect are the crappy special effects that get added on top of the cosplay near the end of the videos. And you know what? Sure, some of the visuals can be quite impressive, but to be clear, it really is stolen valor, not to mention undisclosed AI. It is completely possible to create these detailed wigs, big big armor builds, and character accurate makeup yourself. If you want to do this big, impressive Chainsaw Man cosplay build, just get some Eva foam, latex, and craft glue and give it a go. Popular cosplayers like Little Gem have made huge cosplay builds entirely with the skill of her own two hands. She's brought so many of the FNAF cast to life using her amazing cosplay builds. And hell, she's even made a fully functional boat from The Legend of Zelda. Cosplayer Lightning Cosplay made an absolutely insane Sakuko cosplay from the recent Silent Hill F game, posting videos showing their full process so other people can follow along and see how the cosplay was built from start to finish. Cosplay is a hobby that, for those who love it, often spend a lot of time and money investing in. Learning to style a wig or DIY part of your outfits are just pretty standard skills that you pick up over time as you immerse yourself in the hobby and community. It feels so lazy and counterproductive to remove all of the skill from this hands-on hobby, all to try and flex and gain admiration from a community of people who know what it takes to be good at this hobby, who know what the hobby actually requires of you to get good. And another creator that got caught out for using AI generated cosplay is cosplayer Cloaks. Now, this creator is somebody who seems to mostly use their social media posts to push their music releases, which again is very, very common when it comes to being a musician in 2025. Like, to be a musician, you do have to be your own marketing and PR team, and so making viral videos and doing things that grabs people attention is kind of necessary. However, one marketing tactic that ended up backfiring was his viral trend of "Did you bring protection?" The punchline being him standing there at the bottom of the stairs wearing these full suits of impressive armor, asking what's up there. And the cosplays in these videos are genuinely really hard to clock as AI if you're not looking for it. Even I fell for it originally, not realizing that these costumes were in fact not real. The costume and the clips look so organic. If I hadn't had it pointed out to me by another creator, I probably wouldn't have realized and probably would have kept my like on the video that I'd seen. And you may be thinking, well, what's the big deal? Let the guy advertise his music. Not everybody has the money for a big Berserk Guts cosplay or a giant Warhammer space armor. Well, just to reiterate, generative AI has a huge environmental impact, not only affecting the wildlife and land around data centers, but also damaging and destroying many small town communities, making drinking water for locals unsafe to consume because it's treatment for use in data centers, local playgrounds unusable due to them being situated too close to a heavily used road by these AI companies, and locals struggling to move due to old age and rooting. These are their homes. Generations of these people's families have grown up and lived and died there. This is where they come from, and now all of a sudden their home is quite literally being turfed out in order to produce images of Miku in different bikinis. It's insane. Like, the amount of anime corn, I hate saying that word, but the amount of anime imagery that people must be generating at the cost of real human beings is insane to me. Using AI to create things that artists and cosplayers have been making for centuries with their own two hands is not only lazy, but also just genuinely insulting to those who do put effort into the hobby. It would be so much cooler to work with small artists and cosplayers to build up a portfolio of videos where you can be wearing these super cool armor sets, or can be even creating these armor sets to your music. It would do a lot more good long term and would get people invested. For as much as people dig a Baby No Money, let's be quite clear, that man has been a genuine supporter and contributor of genuine artwork, genuine cosplayers' skill and craft. I have no doubt that attempting to build your own cosplay and genuinely having fun in the hobby would have paid dividends to Cloaks long term, as opposed to using AI to take shortcuts. And also, once again, just like Vivi, Cloaks doesn't disclose the fact that these videos are AI generated, something which every major social platform now not only encourages, but also has a feature to disclose. It's one button, it's one switch that you click, and then people know that what they're seeing is in fact not real. And as soon as people started realizing that these costumes looked a little bit too good and were a little bit too repetitive, the positive reaction they initially had started to sour. Cosplayers began to speak out, making videos discouraging people from supporting his content and pointing out the fact that he'd cut corners to try and curry favor with cosplayers. Many cosplayers were reinforcing that this hobby is an optional one, and the cost of entry to be part of it is the bare minimum of human effort. But what about the people who only cosplay once a year. The Halloween-loving costume crowd, who at any other time in the year generally consider furries or cosplayers or anyone who dresses up to be cringeworthy. Well, apparently there's no need for Spirit Halloween anymore, as this year's ghost face trend was boiled down to a simple AI filter and a simple text prompt. Copy and pasting the faces of thousands of social media users into a retro-inspired ghost face photo shoot within a matter of minutes. These videos are popping up all over my For You page around the time of Halloween. Is that my tummy? Can you hear it? People kicking their feet and giggling in the comments about what they'd look like in a Scream movie. But once again, these posts and videos were deeply uninteresting for anyone who has the capacity to cobble together a 10-pound ghost face mask and take a picture on their phone. If you want a hot girl or guy in a ghost face mask, cosplayers have already had that covered for years. Same for recreating the Mori move from Dead by Daylight. Another cosplay trend that happily predates all of these AI slop CapCut filters. If it's frustrating that cosplayers are cutting corners by using AI, then it's downright irritating that those who aren't even in the hobby and generally mock it to half-ass it this much. Once again, the term stolen valor immediately comes to mind. Cosplay is a hobby quite literally all about self-expression and creativity. You can aim to bring animated or fictional characters to life by making them as screen accurate as possible, or you can get creative and find ways to make that character or that cosplay entirely unique to you. One of my favorite things within anime and cosplay is the idea of every Miku being canon, a phrase which has inspired a flood of amazing Vocaloid cosplays of different varieties of humor and design. Garfield Miku, Tactical Miku, Mecha Miku, Fisherman Miku, and even Glorpy Miku. The artistry and imagination of cosplayers is something that never fails to amaze me. The skill and patience to make something that you love so much into a reality. As a cosplayer myself, I love being able to dress up and bring a character or an idea to life. And if there's something that I can't build or do myself, I know a million amazing artists or people that I can pay to do that work for me and bring it to life. My alien cosplay is bulky and kind of difficult to travel with, but I'll take neck ache and a lack of visibility over generating the images that I so lovingly posed for with AI. Cosplay really is a labor of love, and in my opinion, it's really important that we don't feed our faces or our hard work into a database of slop. Human skill and craftsmanship will just become forgotten if we allow AI to do it all for us. Personally, I think AI cosplays look dumb as hell and really speak for a personal lack of talent from the person posting them. I hate generative AI. I hate how lazy it makes us and how entitled it makes us feel to instant gratification. I want cosplay and anime conventions to stay AI free. Personally, there's a lot more charm to seeing somebody in a tangled Miku wig doing their best than there is to see a guy walk out on camera and then do quite literally nothing. If you want to get into the hobby but don't know where to start, please consider watching some amazing cosplayers such as Sarah Spaceman, It's Hack, Little Gem, Lightning Cosplay, and many, many more. There is quite literally a video or a pattern out there for pretty much everything you can possibly think of. But I guess let me know down below, what do you think of AI cosplay? Have you seen AI cosplay pop up on your screen? Have you fallen for AI cosplay? And if you're a cosplayer, tell me right now, what is the most difficult cosplay that you've built or put together? What is the one skill that you're really wanting to learn in cosplay, or that you're really glad that you have learned in cosplay? And of course, share your cosplay tips down below. Anything that you think will help a baby cosplayer is something that I really want to see being shared and discussed. As always, I want to give a big thank you to all of my beautiful Patreon members for supporting my channel, with my Oshi tier members being Nina Hopkins, Idiot Insomniac, Lucy, Shy Raw, Harakivo, Danny16, Sweet Misery, Meryl Lyram, and the Galmar. And of course, all of my beautiful Otaku tier patrons as well, who you can see on screen. Starting at just $2.50 a month, you can get ad-free and downloadable viewing of all of my public YouTube content. Perfect for if you've got a long journey or you're just needing to listen to something with bad signal whilst you're drawing or cooking or traveling somewhere. But of course, if you want to join the Otaku or Oshi tiers, then you can also see behind the scenes content as well as extra content too. I just recently uploaded my Japan vlog, I have my old room tour there, and I'm also planning to do a new updated office tour and collection tour, so please stay tuned because I'm already filming that too. I'm aiming to have a lot more content on there for 2026. I'm now getting back into the groove after moving house and getting my office set up, so I'm very, very excited to try and add more things there. I've got a couple of ideas that I'm working on and cooking up, but I'm hoping my routine will be a little bit better. And I'm also going to be doing more Japan vlogs when I fly out there very soon as well. I'm planning to try and do specific things that I can film as an activity. I've been invited to do some very exciting things, such as a Gyaru photo shoot. So I plan to do a full vlog of my experience doing that. It's with Pee Gal. Pee Gal. But they sent me a message, so hopefully that's still happening. So I should be doing that. Same with getting my nails done and stuff. I kind of want to do some fun vlogs and talk about the experience and just show you stuff I'm up to as just a fun extra. I don't think it's something that a lot of main channel viewers might want to necessarily watch, and I wouldn't want it to replace my regular content, but as a bonus, I think it's quite fun. But of course, as always, the cheapest and easiest way of supporting me and what I do is simply liking the video, commenting down below and starting a discussion, saving it, sharing it with a friend, and of course, hitting the subscribe button and the bell icon beside it to never miss an upload. This is my final video for 2025, and I'm very excited to see you in 2026. I have a lot of big ideas. I have a lot of stuff planned. And I guess if you're watching this after Christmas, which I think is probably when I'm going to be uploading it, let me know what Christmas gifts you got and what was your favorite Christmas gift too, because I would like to know. Anyway, it is time for the end of the video outfit check and some of your amazing fan art. Happy holidays, stay safe, fuck AI, and I'll see you in 2026. Bye! Hello! It is time for the end of the video outfit check and some of your amazing fan art. Starting off on top of my head, you've seen it before, but this is the AC/DC rag headdress that I honestly really love. I think I got it for around 10 or 15 pounds. I highly recommend it. It is so comfy, great with a lot of outfits, and as you can tell, it's a personal favorite of mine. Now, I'm actually not wearing any jewelry today just because I feel like this outfit's doing quite a lot anyway, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually quite warm and sweaty because I put the radiators on before filming. Terrible idea because I'm standing in front of studio lights, but we move. But this top is from Virtual Paradise, the same with my skirt here. I wanted to try and give a little bit of like Christmassy, wintry vibes. This is like the only kind of remotely Christmassy kind of thing I have. I think it looks very cute. I've worn it in a video before. I will wear it again, but this is probably the closest to a Christmassy outfit that I have. I don't buy into the whole Christmas jumper thing purely because I do not wear them, and I feel like they just are landfill a lot of the time unless you're going to commit to wearing them every year. So I haven't got a Christmas jumper. This is the closest that I've got to being merry and cheery, but I'm hoping for a very happy holiday season. I'm very excited to see my family, and I hope that all of you have a fantastic holiday season too, whether you're with your loved ones, whether you're having some time to yourself. Make sure you stay safe, make sure you reach out if you need some help or you need company during the holidays, and I'll see you in 2026.